Okay. So thank you for attending the Putting into Pizazz into Your Teaching workshop. And I'm excited to share some of the tools that I've learned in the past couple months after attending some conferences. So let's begin. And I'm gonna do a quick video here.
Creative using how to.
I'm back. So that's our actual first, if you didn't know, our first tech tool of the seminar. And this is probably one of the easiest things that I've ever kind of came across as far as starting a little video like this. It didn't really take me a long time at all to create that, even without any kind of tutorials. Right now they have two kind of things that they offer, is that animated video that you just saw, and then they also have an animated PowerPoint. This is a free tool, so you could certainly upgrade it, but I found that whatever I needed was right here. You could actually see, as you can see, there's already templates set up, or you can start one from scratch. I found the easiest to do that is to start from scratch, and then I can kind of put in the things that I want to put in. Let me just load it, and I'll just go over briefly with you kind of some of the features. There is a tutorial that I will skip now, but as you can see, this is a blank slate. If you want to put in words, it's up here with the text effects. You can do the handwriting like I did. You just double click. And apply. And there it is. And there's a lot of different things to pick from. As you can see, there's animations, and there's quite a few to pick from. And you kind of can just have a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, the features are free. There's really nothing that I found that I needed to do anything else. You can include sound, your own sound, or you can import sound from their examples. You can include a video or an image into your animation as well. It really is so user-friendly. The only thing that I have found at times using Firefox, for some reason for me, doesn't work. It crashes, so the only way I can survive with that is saving it very often. Or the other thing, I've just been using Google Chrome, and I've not had any problems with it at all. Once the video is completed, you just kind of export it to your YouTube. And, you know, we've had other seminars about keeping the YouTube video unlisted, and then you just kind of provide the link like I did for you just a little while ago. If there's any questions at all, I could certainly take them. Otherwise, I can wait and take them at the end. So whatever is best. Okay. So ways to use Powtoon. Certainly, I think you can use it for little quick demonstrations. I think this is also a great tool that students can use to, you know, produce some kind of essay or narrated thing. I'll just show you, I'll just share with you, we have in our online courses an About Me page where the students introduce themselves. And what I did is I made a video or used the Powtoons with About Me. And just let you quickly go through it. But what I found was interesting is that students usually do respond to your, you know, written introduction. But by far, I have so many more responses from students saying how much they were looking forward to the courses, and they really thought that it was going to be a fun process to college. So that was really kind of interesting addition that I really did not expect to do. Sorry, I know somebody said they couldn't hear me. What I was saying was what was interesting about doing a video about myself was that students seemed to be much more engaged. And, you know, they always say hi back to you, but I got so much more positive information from them that they really felt that the course was going to be interesting and fun just because of the way that it was introduced. So I thought that that was really a kind of a new thing for me that I wasn't expecting in using this. The next Pizazz tool that I want to show you is called Storify. Storify is really a kind of like a storyboard. That's really how I look at it. And I'll show you a Storify that I used in my healthcare policy course. We were looking at Ebola. And so Ebola is, I looked at Sierra Leone. And basically this is my published product. So you can kind of go through and you have headlines. And what you do is you kind of put in articles. So what I can show you is, I'm going to go to a new one and show you a little bit how it's done. So let's say if I still use the Ebola topic. Okay, I'm going to, and it's mostly up to date. It's from a variety of resources. And so what I'm going to do is enter my headlines. I could add a description, or I can just add another header. And I could just put in videos that I want to put in for the Ebola. And I would just go to the video column. And all it is a drag and drop. So if I want to watch something, I can watch them and then decide which ones I want to kind of scroll over. So this one I would just kind of move over. And then I could add more. And so forth. And then again, it's very much similar as once you're done, you could publish it and again, keep it unlisted and then just supply the students with the web address. I think this is a great opportunity for students to tell a story as well on so many different topics. And so there's really endless possibilities, I think, on this one. Again, all of this is free. There is nothing more than signing up and creating a username and a password. So Storify is storify.com, like we just were here. There's tons of examples of how that are published that you can look at and get ideas from. And again, like I said, anything kind of new, if you wanted to start a new one, you can do it. You can use it as a part of a lecture if you wanted to. Really, I just think that this is just so easy. The nice thing that I like about it too is that the content is pretty much up to date and you're getting it from a variety of sources. So this was, I think, endless possibilities. The third Pizazz tool is Twitter, but social media in higher ed is really getting a lot of buzz these days. And basically because of such of the student engagement and student activity. That was kind of the highlight in all the conferences I have been going to this year. Is student engagement was really the big buzzword, and how to use social media to do that. Using social media in higher education, there's an assortment of tools. You can mix and match. It suits individual learning styles and certainly increases academic success. I thought this was really an interesting survey. This was a survey that was done by the teaching professor, Magna Publications, on the use of social media in higher education. So what they did is the survey showed students and professors and who was using what and where the professors were kind of, you know, not meeting the usage of students, but also looking at this and saying, okay, what are students using and how can we adapt that and make it a meaningful teaching tool in higher ed? This is, and I apologize for the distortion here. It's a Bloom's taxonomy on social media. And it shows, you know, all the layers of Bloom's taxonomy and how the application of the social media can be used and justified as a teaching methodology. I think Twitter is, and thankfully, thank you to Michelle, for those of us who took the online discussion course, we had the opportunity to use Twitter as a part of our learning and as part of the discussion. And so we were able to create our username, our Twitter name, and you can do anything. I was just playing around thinking what I could do in healthcare policy. Again, at that time, Ebola was a big hot topic, and so we were looking at healthcare policies. And that would be a really kind of a neat thing to kind of get on the Twitter channel for the SUNY students in healthcare policy. But we had a lot of fun doing it in that course, and it just kind of gave me ideas to do more implementation of this or how it could be used. Twitter, again, very simple. Again, to, and there, presents, there I am. Thanks, Michelle. And so who I'm following, it's been really a lot of fun. I wish I had more time to really leverage it the way I like to, but at least it's a beginning. Again, Twitter is free. It's about, you know, hashtags. If you don't know what hashtag is whatever the subject line would be, and then you would tweet out on that. So if I was to do a subject line on Ebola for the SUNY health, SUNY students, I would do something like that, send it out to people, to my students, and then they would reply using that hashtag. So again, it's a neat kind of way to encourage a different kind of conversation that I find that I think students really enjoy. Now, for my fourth Pizazz tool, it's a QR code. And I don't know if anybody has or they like to take the moment before we do anything, is to download the QR response code, QR code. It's an app, it's free. I think you all know what a QR kind of response code looks like. And those are what you're seeing right now. And if you take your QR reader and you zone in on one of those, What I have is I have different links. This is something that I will like to do in a geriatric course, is to kind of create this and then take the student to a video or to a song or to a image, to a poem, whatever it is. And again, it's just a little bit more being interactive. It's fun, I think, when you're doing this. I don't know how many people are doing this right now. Oops. Thanks. Yeah, it does work, Amanda. It's pretty neat. So I like the fact that in this one slide that students can, see a video, hear music, read something, an article, and so that it kind of all meshes together. It's really a fun activity. I think it was a fun activity for me to do, and I think again this is a neat way for students to present something, kind of like a coaster, but then these kind of QR codes can link them to different things. Yep. So the way you get the QR codes is at the using the qrstuff.com. Very easy. So if you were going to put in the website, whatever you wanted. So if I put in sunydelhi.edu, basically what I would do is I would, it doesn't do that. Hold on. That was the preview. Once you get the code, that is what you would copy, and then you place it wherever you want it in your document. I used a PowerPoint slide. You can use it on that, so that when you do that, okay, with your QR reader, it's just going to take you to whatever website that is, and so you can do each of these codes are different concoctions of those little things, and therefore each one of them is unique. So it burns it right there. So this takes all of literally less than 10 seconds once you get your websites in there or your links. You can also use video links like you saw with my presentation, papers, articles, anything like that, they all work. So it's a pretty neat interactive way, I think, to get the students engaged. So out of those four, I just would like to stop and open it up to any kind of questions, or if you want me to repeat anything, or you have any other ideas that you would like to share of how you might use these in your courses.
So the question in here was about Storify. Does it just pull recent articles, or my understanding is you can pull anything you want from any social media, right?
Correct, yes, anything.
I pulled things on Storify. I did it for that course you talked about, the effective online discussions that I teach. At the end, I did a Storify of Twitter comments and some things online. You can almost use it like a newsletter. Some people use it as a newsletter, and they put like this blog article and this comment from Twitter and this thing from Stumbled Upon and whatever, and they make a kind of unique page of certain resources, and you can use it in education, you can use it in business. I mean, that's how I've seen it used. Yep. What do you think, Susan?
Yeah, the same thing, and they've also used it a lot in education because it's a nice way for students to present something. And then having a kind of telling a story about a specific item. But I think that's nice because they can always add to it and update it. So it's kind of an ongoing digital story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can do group Storify, yes, right? As well, group kind of moderated. So, any other questions? I just wanted to add that I saw QR codes used at my last job where everyone had iPads in the classroom, and the teachers would do exams, and then there'd be QR codes with the answers, and when the students left, they could flash the QR code with their iPad and get all the answers and see how they'd done on the exam right away, which I thought was really cool.
That's
And
really cool.
another teacher used them. There would be photos of things they were learning about, and they would have to take notes, and then they could use the QR reader to get the answers. It was sort of like a lab activity, but they would do it, and then they could immediately check how they'd done by just flashing the QR code, and I thought that was another really cool use of it. So, any other questions or comments? No? Is there any comments from the online remote participants? You guys all good? Seems good. Do you want to wrap up, Susan?
Yeah, that's about it I have. So I just want to thank everybody. It was a lot of fun. And I know it's cold outside, and that's where I really want to be right now.
Yeah, it's cold. It's very cold here. All right. Well, thank you so much for presenting today, Susan.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay. Thanks. Bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody. The next session starts at 3 p.m.